The Madlanga Commission of Inquiry into allegations of criminality, political interference and corruption in the criminal justice system will today go into its 7th day of hearings with a new witness on the stand. This comes after expert witness Major General Petronella Margaretha van Rooyen concluded her testimony yesterday. Van Rooyen, who gave testimony on the legislative framework that governs the South African Police Service, concluded that Minister of Police Senzo Mchunu, who is currently on a leave of absence, did not have the authority to disband the political killings task team. Van Rooyen's testimony only took 1 day, meaning a new witness is expected on the stand. The hearings begin at 9:30 a.m. For more on today's 7th day of testimony at the Madlanga Commission, let's cross over to SABC News anchor Ayanda and Nyathi and our news reporter Canny, Maphanga in Pretoria. Good morning to both of you. I think Ayanda, I'll start with you first. Good morning.
Good morning, Leanne. It's good to see you. Welcome back to the Bridget Mabandla Justice College on this Friday. Day 7, as you mentioned, of the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry is set to begin at 9:30 today, and it feels like there's a bit more momentum in how quickly we're going through the witnesses as expected. Yesterday, we heard from an expert who shed light on the legal or the legislative framework guiding the work of the SAPS. Petronella van Rooyen has more than 5 decades of experience, and she said, amongst many other things, that she has never seen as much interference as she has throughout her tenure in that position. So one wonders, of course, how this is going to feed into the next witness whose identity is yet to be made public. But as you mentioned, Canny Maphanga has been camping with us here since day 1 and is with us once again for a sense of what we've heard so far, Canny, and what we can anticipate. So yesterday, the SAPS legal head really laying the foundation, if you like, about what the parameters look like, at least from her vantage point, at some stage being unequivocally clear that the disbandment of the PKTT, at least on the word of the minister, was unlawful.
Yesterday we saw the Commission receive one of its first expert witnesses to give it that expert testimony which will help it reach the conclusive facts that they need, because a lot of the knowledge or the testimony you'll get from the Commission during these hearings will be the first-hand knowledge from the people that are directly implicated or have experienced this alleged allegation of criminality, political interference and corruption in the criminal justice system. What she was there to do, Major General van Rooyen, is to explain the legislative framework that guides what the South African police services should be following in terms of their operations and the different roles of each critical role player within the security services. And then, of course, to explain against the backdrop of the legislative framework where or how you can assess the evidence on the part of the minister and on the part of the National Commissioner. So upon looking at the legislative framework and then assessing the actions that are really at the center of this probe, which is why was this disbandment of the PKTT made and whether there was a legal authority to do so, she reaches the conclusion that the minister did not have the authority to disband the PKTT, and as a consequence of that finding, Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya, as a deputy to the National Commissioner, did not have the authority or was not empowered to carry out the mandate or directive given by the minister, because these are operational matters. And the Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya reports to the National Commissioner, not to the minister. And that is, again, to protect the institution from any undue influence from political actors.
Absolutely. And we'll have a bit more time to really seep into the meat and the substance of what's come out so far, Canny. So let's leave it there for now. The Major General also yesterday taking things a step further by asking that this commission wrestle with how they can give more clarity to the lines of demarcation that ought to be drawn between the minister and those who are in charge of operations within the SAPS. We'll be here seated firmly for you as we continue our build up to day 7 of the Madlanga Commission.